I think we're live. Sorry.
Hey, all right.
There you go. Sorry, I had the wrong window up.
No problem. Welcome back to the Tuesday show. We mentioned that we're going to talk about Rising Thunder. We'll do that. Mm-hmm. But first, we'll talk about upcoming events.
Yes. Again, a great source for all of the fighting game events coming up. tinyurl.com/FGC calendar. Originally maintained by Malice is Godlike, but now apparently on Twitter he's Slick Williams _.
Really?
Yeah, he changed his name to Slick Williams _.
That's awesome.
So yeah, shout outs to him again. Not only that, but he's also added on the details page the stream.
That's so good. That's so good, folks.
Oh my god, it's so amazing.
Highly recommend bookmarking that.
Yeah,
highly
recommend it. Really powerful resource, and I really like it. And it gives me a chance, because normally what we've always done has been like, here's this like big tournament that's coming up, but then we miss a bunch of small things.
Right.
This thing has a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna talk about all these tournaments here.
Yeah, you should.
That are coming up, and honestly, like. A lot of you guys probably won't have heard of a lot of these, but it's good to know about a lot of these. Part of the point. Right? Yeah, exactly. So I'm assuming this is in France because it's all in French. This Facebook event page, Les Vaux, you said? Les Vaux Bordelais is coming up. Again, all the info is in French, so it's hard for me to give a lot of information about this. But this is a non-profit organization, I guess. But I think that's just a Facebook category or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But that's coming up this weekend, created by Anthony Brian Riley, I guess. And it will be streamed on hitbox.tv/versusfightingtv.
Okay.
So, again, this is going to be all weekend long. So their schedule, for example, August 7th is going to be MKX Singles, USF4 2v2, SE. Wow, this thing is flickering like crazy right now.
Yeah, it's getting pretty gnarly over there.
Yeah, is it every camera angle? Here, let's just put it on me for a second and see if it still flickers. But then August 8th is going to be USF4 Xrd. Yeah, it's still flickering. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that. Tekken 5 DR is going to be, and then August 9th will be Soul Calibur 5, Tekken Tag 2, Blaze Blue. So yeah, check that out. Again, that is Les Vaux Bordelais, coming up in what I can only assume is France.
Yeah, it's anyway. Go back to the thing. It said where it was in France.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
France being not a tiny area.
Right, of course.
Talence, France.
Where is it?
Talence.
Yeah,
just click on the map there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where that is, but
dude, this thing has everything, I swear. He's putting a lot of
back
work into this.
Do the zoom out.
Oh, zoom out, okay.
Scoot back, I don't know. That was useless. Useless command. Yeah, I know.
Let's see, where is this?
Oh, it's in Bordeaux. That makes total sense.
Okay, it's
Hence
in Bordeaux.
The name.
Yeah, okay, there you go. In Bordeaux. All right. Also coming up this weekend is Super Smash Con.
Right.
So this one is a big one that's coming. This I can't remember. I want to say this was the one that when it first came up, someone was like, "I'm going to do this crazy convention." Everyone was like, "We've never heard of you. Like, this sounds shady. You're going to take all their money." But I guess it turned out to be super legit. And there's a whole bunch of people doing this here.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah. So that's awesome. This is going to be at the Dulles Expo Center in Chantilly, Virginia. This is going to be streamed on VG Bootcamp. And you can check them out at supersmashcon.com. And so this is it sounds like it's going to be pretty big, actually, to be honest with you. It sounds like a lot of people are going to that. So should be pretty cool.
That is cool.
Also coming up is going to be, looks like FV Cup 2015.
Okay.
Which is going to be taking place in Malaysia.
Whoa.
At the KDU University College.
In where?
In Utropolis, Glenmai Section Jalan Kontraktor.
Wow, that is the sickest name.
U1/14 Glen Park, U1 40150 Shah Alam, Selangor, Malaysia. There you go.
All right.
And that is going to be streamed on twitch.tv/GameStartAsia. So definitely check that out. You can check out more information on that at flashvisiontv.tumblr.com. And again, that is
Metropolis.
That is going to be
sick.
FV, according, I guess, stands for Flash Vision. FV Cup 2015.
Okay.
And then also coming up is going to be VS Fighting 5.
Uh-huh.
So this is definitely a long-running series of fighting game tournaments here.
Indeed.
I see. Anthony Brian Riley is the guy entering them into the...
Yeah, because Malice's Godlike was the...
Yeah. Okay. So that's not the person
stuff.
who's making the events, the person who's creating the entry. Yeah. Okay. So this one is going to be streamed on twitch.tv/Electronic Dojo. Also, twitch.tv/Dojo Media, and also twitch.tv/Nintendoid. So check out vsfighting.com on the web for more information on that. That is going to be in Birmingham, at the Birmingham Rep, Centenary Square, Broad Street, Birmingham.
It's a Capcom Pro Tour ranking event.
Oh, yes. Less. There you go. So those are the 4 events that are listed there. There's also some minor events. There's like a Super Street Recital or something, and then Arcade Stream Monthly. And apparently, I should probably talk about this one as well. If you guys watched EVO, really enjoyed the Guilty Gear, or previous year Blaze Blue, all the Arxis games and stuff like that, Team Stickbug is doing a stream as well this weekend. This is at Next Level.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically TSB is what they call it for Team Stickbug, right? So this event is happening this weekend on the Easy Coast. Too Easy Coast, yeah. Again, this is going to be at Next Level where they hold NLBC.
Yep.
Will be streamed on NYC Furby. So definitely check that out. Lots of good anime game goodness that will be going on that event.
All right.
So a little bit extra other news. SoCal Regionals Prelude 2 has been officially announced.
Right. It's for August 29th, so not that far off.
Mm-hmm. And it is going to be taking place at the Anaheim Marriott in Anaheim, California. So it's going to be really close to Disneyland. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be cool because that means a lot of people come off a vacation, go to Disneyland afterwards and stuff like that. Dude, can you imagine if the FGC invaded downtown Disney?
Dude, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty sick, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, they should make a deal with ESPN Zone to show the tournament at
really
ESPN
cool.
Zone. That'd be sick.
EVO covers Guilty Gear, so...
Yeah.
Or ESPN covers Guilty Gear.
I remember that some of the Smash players said that at the restaurant right next to CEO, they got them to put the stream up there. So that's actually super cool. So
here's the thing. The games that it features are Ultra SF4, Ultimate Marvel 3, Mortal Kombat X, Guilty Gear Xrd, right? Persona 4, BBCP Extend, Wii U, Super Smash Bros. Wii U, and then Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax.
Yeah, and Killer Instinct as well.
Oh, did I miss that? Yeah, there you go. I'm a little surprised that it's not Under Night and that there's no Melee.
I'm so sad about
for those two things. I mean, that's awesome for the games that are in. I'm surprised at the selection.
Right. I'm surprised about. I'm not surprised. I'm sad about Uniel, but Uniel latest is coming out at some point. So yeah, but that's definitely
no Melee,
very, very, very cool. So. Also, there's going to be an Xrd event in Japan.
Yeah, this is something to know. This sounds really cool.
Yeah, I guess it's Kings of Guilty Gear at Toshin Gekitots, I should say. Gekitots. I'm totally butchering
whatever,
that.
Man.
Yeah, whatever. But the cool thing about it is that it's going to be like it looks like a 4v4 kind of thing with 2 teams. But one of the teams, they're getting some interesting players here.
Indeed.
Like guys who are less known for playing these games that are more famous for other games.
At least nowadays.
Right, exactly. One Daigo Umehara.
Daigo.
Sako Noko is going to be on that team as well. Which team is Kazunoko? Oh, here, let me just read the teams here. So the teams here...
it has the matchups a little bit below.
Oh, yeah, here we go. So Battle 1 is going to be Susumu, who is known for Chip, going up against Machibu. Oh, wow, Machibu's using Kai. I thought he was a Soul player. But
that's
anyways,
what I thought.
Okay.
I don't know that much
but
about.
Apparently it's listed as Kai Kisuke. Nage, the second place person at EVO. By the way, they had some really interesting conversations. U.S. needs to get their game on for this, but a lot of the Japanese player talks about their experiences and stuff like that.
That's
Nage had this big old long post that was translated, really super cool stuff to read about, and how he was so happy that he beat Woshige and got second place and stuff like that. And he was like, dude, if you can make it out to Evo next year, you have to go. So, but Nage with Faust is going up against Kazunoko. Okay, so Kazunoko is on that team. Okay. We'll be using Soul Bad Guy.
Okay.
FAB Potemkin. Okay, yeah, we'll be going against Zato 1 from Sako. That's going to be rough, yeah. And then, of course, Ogawa, Zato 1, is going up against Daigo Umehara, who is also using Soul Bad Guy.
Right, so, like you said, those players are not known as much for Guilty Gear now. I don't know, was Sako ever in there?
Sako used to play a long time ago.
It wasn't, I mean, I remember Daigo being one of the best.
Yeah. Daigo during the Evo 2000, the Cal Poly Pomona events, Daigo was like top 3 at those events and stuff like that. So, in Guilty Gear. He used to beat people all the time. So I don't know how well he's going to do this. He's only picked up Xrd again recently. So he's going to be very behind.
It's pretty tough. You got to think that the money's not on Daigo.
Yeah. Especially if he has to go against him. If he has to go up against Ogawa first, I mean, that's the Evo champion right there. But everyone wants to see that. So there's they probably paired that up in a way to make sure that you would not see that match.
I feel like it's a hype set of matches. And it might not be the best matches, but they'll be hype.
Exactly. So, but that's really, really cool. It's going to happen at Tenshin, like I said, Tenshin Gekitots, and I don't see any dates here. To be announced at a later time.
Gotcha.
There you go. So, no, because Battle Zero is going to be an Arc Revo 2015 representative versus an Evo 2015 representative.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be determined at a later date. Dude, there's all sorts of craziness going on. It's going to go on August 22nd.
Joining each team are 5 more players who made their way through the online qualifier for 2 full teams of 10, 4 qualifying players.
Right.
For each team are currently decided, with the final to be determined in the 5th online qualifier on August 9th.
Okay.
And then the final thing will go down on August 22nd.
Yeah, so the Pro Gamer Alliance team has Takehara, who's going to use Ramlethal, Taka, the Slayer player, Koichi using Ino, Kisha, who's using Faust, and then the winner of the 5th qualifier. Right. And then the Guilty Gear Kings are going to... I'm assuming that's the Ogawa team.
You gotta think, yeah.
Because Pro Gamer Alliance sounds like Daigo, Sako, Kazunoko, all those guys, right? So Guilty Gear Kings are going to be Nakamura, Milia. Nakamura was one of the guys that was at EVO, wasn't he? I can't remember now. Naksu, Bedman, who's going to use Bedman. Roy, who will use Soul Bad Guy. And Mochi, who will use Soul Bad Guy. And, of course, the 5th qualifier. So
there you go.
Dude, that's going to be crazy. That's exciting. And that's really smart of them to get Sako, Kazunoko, and Daigo to play that kind of stuff like that. Because
Capcom players like that, you want to make sure that they're shown, right?
Good job. I like it.
Yeah,
good stuff. Speaking of Guilty Gear, I'll just take a little time to mention this. The Guilty Gear community is really, not the Guilty Gear community, but the anime games community, the ArcSys game community, the Air Dashers, whatever you want to call them. They're doing a lot of work these days. We should mention that they are really doing a lot of revamping on dustloop.com. They're really trying to spruce that site up, put a lot more front page information, articles, focusing on anime games and stuff like that. They've also started creating a bunch of community pages for talking about where player bases are, so you can find other players and stuff like that. I think that they're working with iPlayWinner. iPlayWinner just has a database that was created by Hanzo and Harrison and such like that. But right now, there's a spreadsheet. I think it's just an online spreadsheet that's curated by Chosen Ninja and Mash That 5A. So definitely, hit them up on Twitter to check them out. That's twitter.com/ChosenNinja45, as well as twitter.com/MashThat5A. So there you go. So check them out. And if you're Guilty Gear players, you want to find other Guilty Gear players, put your names on there, look for other people's names on there. Let's do everything we can, because honestly, the ArcSys game, the Air Dashers, fantastic games. Their audience should be bigger. 1,000 players. Sure. Guilty Gear at EVO was awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so let's keep growing that. So
agreed.
Okay. And then also, was there anything else I wanted to mention in terms of events? Nope, that's all
that's
I have.
it. Okay.
So, do you want to take another break, or do you want to just start talking about game stuff? There's not much game stuff.
Yeah, we can just ramble about game stuff.
Okay. Basically, one of the things we were talking about Vega in Street Fighter V, Rash in Killer Instinct 3.
Yeah.
Robo Fortune is now out on the Xbox 360. So the
Indeed.
360 version has always been a little bit behind.
In Skullgirls, of course.
In Skullgirls. And Robo Fortune is now out. However, I do think you still have to download an extra update patch in order to get Robo Fortune to be playable on your game. So definitely look out for that. But she is now finally available on there. And then, of course, a lot of people have been playing Rising Thunder.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it.
Streaming it and playing it. So, have you had a chance to play it more recently?
With the computer being out of commission, I did not until I put together the new one, which I just finished last night. So I had precisely one game of Rising Thunder, where I was Talos, obviously, the grappler, and the other guy was playing with Edge.
Okay.
And, didn't know what to do.
Right.
Really.
You're just starting out, right?
I mean, the other guy, neither of us did, but...
Oh, okay.
He would just do, the full screen into guy, run into overhead or
something. I see.
And I was just
okay.
Okay,
gotcha.
So that's the only game that I played, and I trolled him by timing out, and that was the whole... jerk. You know how it is. It was fun. Yeah, that's right. I was the grappler timing him out. I was just take my armored roundhouse. Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah, I actually messed with Talos. So I streamed a little bit this weekend, and I messed with 3 characters in training mode. That's all I did. I didn't get a chance to play online. So I messed with Edge. I did mess with Talos. And then just because people were talking about her all the time, and there's a very infamous video out there now about someone getting salty at Chell. I had to try Chell out just to see what she was about and stuff like that. So I messed with them all in training mode. I mean, I literally walked in blind. I did not know any of the systems.
Yeah.
I didn't know about variable advance, variable defense. I didn't know about anything about these characters. So I'm sitting there trying to learn characters, and people in the chat are helping me. Someone comes in chat, it's like, it's just me, or is James really bad at fighting games? Because all the stuff he's doing is really basic. And I was like, really? Dude, I'm on a keyboard and I've never played this game. It's like, man, everyone out there is a critic, man.
Dang.
But yeah, it was cool because a lot of people in chat were teaching me a lot of things
nice.
And stuff, and telling me about how, so I was trying to wall bounce and then do the anti-air grab with Talos, but I was trying to cancel moves into it, and that wouldn't work. But then they told me, but that overhead, that little back swipe thing,
back B,
actually did work. So yeah, there you go.
Or back M, I think they're calling it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's we sort of briefly touched on it last week.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts on it anyway, and my thoughts are still the same. I would say I really like the idea of controlling time, of time being a resource, because when you use a special move in that game, it goes away for a little period of time. It's on cooldown, and that's very different from every other fighting game. So I like that. At the same time, I do feel a little bit limited in how I'm moving around, just because I have only 3 normals and 3 specials. And it's just fewer options than I'm used to having, so that's my only concern.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I've had conversations a lot with the Twitch chat during Splatoon streams. Oddly enough, we're talking about Rising Thunder all day, but the topic of 1-button special moves, taking away the execution barrier.
Yeah.
And it seems to be working a lot because a lot of people are playing this game. And apparently I saw Prague and somebody else talking about this, that a lot of Smash Brothers are playing it. People are playing because it's how they feel like you should play games, because it's a special move button. So a lot of them are getting into it as well. I'm really worried about it.
About that?
Yeah, I'm really worried about 1-button special moves. Mainly for some of the reasons you mentioned, is because you have 3 buttons dedicated to them, you lose some normal moves. And then you also make it so that people can never have more than 3 special moves, right? So you can't have Guile, who's just 2 special moves, and then Ibuki, who has 70 special moves, right? So it's you don't get that kind of variety as much. And then the number one thing that I'm honestly worried about is that if I use Ryu, or if I'm Ken, Like, Zangief is just, this is how you play Zangief, is that you find the moment your opponent's not ready to uppercut, you jump at him.
Yeah.
Like, that's his whole game, to fight those characters, basically, right?
Yeah.
And if you fight against someone like Fudo, who uppercuts you every time, you're going to die, like Snake Eyes did at EVO 2 years ago, right?
Okay.
Have you ever missed the Zangief Lariat anti-air? Have you ever missed the Zangief anti-air? Has anyone ever surprised you jumping at you with a Zangief Lariat?
Pretty rarely, man.
Never.
Pretty rarely.
Never. And that's why I'm worried about one-button special moves, is because now characters with uppercuts, you're never going to jump on them by surprise. It's just not going to happen because I can just do that. Custom combos are too good as anti-airs because they're one-button anti-airs, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Everyone is ready to parry a jump attack because that's just one tap. The only thing that I feel like makes up for it, however, is the cooldown.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. But now it's like a strategy. If I'm fighting against Edge, like, your goal almost is to jump at him, let you uppercut you,
right,
and hope that you can get up and get something going while it's warming up again. So I feel like if you're Chell, because she can juggle after her uppercut, your goal is not to do as much damage as possible, but to eat up as much time as possible. So what I was actually doing with Chell was I would do uppercut, hit you into fireball, and it would juggle you and you would land in the fireball. I'm just trying to eat up as much time as possible and stuff like that. So, you know, because then you could build up the uppercut again. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out. One-button uppercuts, I feel like, are really, really strong. And it's going to be interesting strategy to try to bait out uppercuts or to purposely get hit by them in order to, you know,
I think
counter them. So
that could be good. You know, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. In fact, I sort of like the democratizing effect of having easy reaction anti-airs. I like, provided it's not going to be too good, and I know that's your point, but as long as they can figure that out, I like that idea.
Yeah, and actually, I mentioned it on Twitter before, and a lot of people were like, dude, Persona has one-button anti-air, why is that not so good? Because Persona also has double jump, has air dash, has air blocking, everybody has moves that like make them stop in the air and then float back down or whatever like that. Rising Thunder has a very Street Fighter feel. You mentioned that last week. So Street Fighter jumping is hard.
Right.
Very, very hard, right? And so I feel like one-button uppercuts are going to make it very hard. If they just go, say, Vampire Savior route, because Vampire Savior, literally every character except for like 2 of them had a way to alter their jump arc. Like, if they just did that, then it's absolutely fine. Then I have no complaints.
I know that Talos does with jumping down M, the butt, and I know that Vlad does with jump into Fireball.
Yeah.
And Chell does with jump into Fireball.
Right, exactly.
And I don't know that so much about the other ones, but maybe.
Oh, that's right. And there was another one. I really need to play people and figure this out.
For sure.
So, tell me, I don't know how it works. I don't know how variable defense works. Have you actually tried it or used it or anything like that?
No.
It's basically a burst.
Right,
so
that's
you
all I
either
know about
choose the dash cancel or the burst, right? But I read somewhere that, I mean, people in chat can probably tell that to me, right? That I think it's kind of like Killer Instinct. You burst, but then they have to hit you, and then it activates or something like that. So, like, you get hit, you burst, and then they have to hit you with a second hit, and then it activates or something like that. I'm not sure. That's what I read in the document that I looked at just recently. Regardless what it is, if it's a burst, one of your strategies, I think that maybe variable defense might turn out to be better than variable attack, because variable attack can get combos.
Yeah.
But if you're fighting against Chell, I'm just going to jump at her, let her uppercut me, and then burst. And now I knocked her down, and she has no uppercut. If it does knock down, I don't know. Chat can tell me. I think that's...
That sounds really good.
So people are saying that's how it works. So even better then is that Chell's uppercut is an automatic 2-hit. See, that was the thing that I was thinking about. See, Edge can do uppercut and do follow-ups, but he might be smart just to do one uppercut on purpose, just in case the opponent has variable defense. If you fight Chell, though, she always does uppercut kick.
Right.
And so she becomes variable defense fodder. So you get hit by the first one, activate, get second one, burst, knock her down, and now you get to attack her. So in a way, I think that's actually going to work out better.
That's a very interesting idea. Her other Dragon Punch, I'm pretty sure, is only 1 hit.
Oh, really?
And I was sort of wondering, like, why would you use the one that only does one hit rather than the one that gives you a ground bounce?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But maybe that's why.
Oh, that's right. That they gave her the new one. That's right. They just recently gave her that one.
Maybe that's why.
Interesting.
So maybe they're already thinking about all these options, huh?
In any case,
that's cool.
This is exactly why guys like you and me love new fighting games, because this is what we like to do. We like to think of all these things.
For
so
sure.
I just kept thinking that variable defense would be really important, because if someone uppercuts you and you do it, then you get to go in on them. You know. So I was thinking that right now, everyone who's playing the game and messing in training mode or whatever like that, variable attack obviously is what you want, because dash canceling is fancy, gives you combos.
It's not just for combos, but it's for approach, and it's for, like, if you're flat and you throw the projectile, the Sputnik or whatever, and then you dash cancel and you're following it up, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, so I feel like defense might actually be the right way to go. So, in any case.
You know, we'll see. Obviously, it's an alpha. It's an alpha, folks. So it's not even a beta. It's very early. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm sure it's going to take a while, and there's a lot of development left.
Yeah,
so.
I've had conversations with people like, this seems really good right now, and I'm like...
You know, yeah, of course. Like, it's not going to be that balanced, you know? It seems relatively balanced, which is, like, surprising almost.
Yeah.
That it already is.
Yeah, it really shows that they know what they're doing.
Agreed,
like
agreed.
That, so.
Yeah.
And I do like a lot of the things that they've done. Like, I really like that you flash gold whenever you're invincible.
Yes.
So you always just know when you're invincible.
And you're always blue when you're armored.
Right. Exactly. Yep. I really kind of like those things.
Totally agree with that.
And they even show the juggle meter on the screen
and
stuff like that. So this game, it's really interesting. They've made a fighting game that they don't give you all the information about the opponent, but they're giving you all the information about everything else.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of cool.
It is. I like the idea.
Yeah.
I really like the idea. I'm looking forward to going home and dunking on fools in my new computer.
Dude, you should stream it, dude. You should stream it. Stream it later on so people can watch for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, here's another question though. Obviously, with variable advance, you've got uppercut FADCs. How do you feel about that? Like, are you...
I don't know if it's safe. Is it safe?
I don't know. I just see a lot of people getting mad about it and stuff like that. But it's such a resource. You know what I mean? Like, I need to play a real match to see how fast that meter builds up.
Yeah, right. That was... like I said, the one match that I played was against somebody who didn't really know what was going on, and I was being a jerk too. So I didn't really find that.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see. Okay.
Speaking of being a jerk.
Okay.
I saw your attempt to be a jerk earlier on Twitter.
Which one?
You know, trying to get people to tweet me and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. The funny thing is, more people tweeted the both of us than just me.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
I only got 3 tweets.
You did get? So
I got 3, so I wouldn't have even noticed it had you. Because, I mean, that just gets buried in all the people who tweet me all the time.
Indeed.
Indeed. No, but that was good though. I appreciated the attempt. It was
amazing, I thought.
I appreciated the attempt.
Yeah, for sure. So, is that it about Rising Thunder for now?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure we'll keep covering that because it's an open, it's more or less open alpha, and like we said, it's going to be changing a lot. So we'll talk about stuff as it's happening.
Where's the mods? Boonk. Okay. All right. Did you want to take a break, or let's just talk about the last few things, or take a break before we?
Yeah, last few things is fine, I think.
Okay.
So Zero joined Team Solo Mid.
Yep. Now he
Congrats.
Second Smash player signed by that group. First, of course, is Leffen, and they're big, huge, obviously League of Legends team. That's why they're called Team Solo Mid. But what's most important is that that's the first dedicated Smash Wii U player that's been signed. And so a lot of the Smash players are like, this is opening up the door now. And in fact, now that I think about it, I think DeBuzz just got signed by a smaller group, but I think he did get signed by a group. So that's really cool, because so far all the Smash players who've been signed to teams have been Melee players. Right?
Yeah, I wonder what the deal was with that, what the hesitation to sign Zero was, because he's clearly the most dominant player in any fighting game right now.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people tweeted me about that, including D1 and everything like that. They actually said that he's gotten a lot of offers, He was making
okay.
sure he picked the right one. So
I remember this now. Yeah.
So Team Solo Mid, obviously a very good choice. So shout out to him.
I imagine it's doing well for him. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, he is the most dominant player in any fighting game.
Yeah. Zero is the Ronda Rousey of Smash. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
put it.
It's the most dominant streak in fighting games was Justin Wong in Marvel 2, and he didn't lose for 3 years, right? But honestly, folks, that level of competition was not how it is today. Yeah. I really think that's true. 1,900-person Smash tournament, and he still wins that thing? And it's like every other tournament where there's hundreds of people. Do you know how many tournaments were in Marvel 2 that even had 100 people? I don't know. Not that many. Ever.
That's true.
So, I feel like it's obviously not the length of time that Justin was undefeated, but the level of competition for it to have gone on this long is super, super impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And so super happy for him. Very cool guy too. So, and another player from Chile, coming out here and being successful. So very cool.
Chileans won 2 games at Evo. Is that more than Americans won?
Damn. Okay, Rico. No.
Okay, so MK.
Right. Rico, Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct. All right, yes. Okay.
That's it, isn't it? Chileans won as many tournaments as U.S.?
Shoutouts to Chile.
No.
Dude, yo.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Shoutouts to... I don't know how many people play fighting games there. I'm sure it's a good crowd, but it's got to be an order of magnitude smaller than in North America.
We're talking about main games here. We're talking about main games, But okay. In any case.
Anyway.
Speaking of Evo, interesting blog post and Twitter updates recently from one Mark Julio, aka Markman, on Twitter. He's Markman23. He mentioned that this past Evo was probably going to be his last Evo as part of being Mad Catz. So he said he's not leaving the fighting game community. He's still going to try to be involved because he loves fighting games to death. But he just probably is going to be leaving Mad Catz to focus on other endeavors and also to spend as much time with his daughter as he can. She's entering high school. Yeah. Super smart kid, by the way. She's awesome. She's a really, really good kid. So I remember hanging out with her like at a West Coast war zone when she was like really young.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago.
She was like running a restaurant and she was serving me food and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
It was really cool, yeah. And then I saw her at like Evo Moment 37 and like she's having full-on conversations with me.
Yeah, she's
like,
a human now. Yeah. That happens.
But it's very, very cool. Shout outs to Markman. Like I said, he's not going here. Everyone's like, I'll miss you at Evo. He's like, I'll still be there, dude. I'm still going to go because I'm sure they're going to get him to do commentary for Tekken and stuff like that. Yeah. So he'll still be involved, but he probably won't be a part of Mad Catz anymore by that point. So, I mean, look, he's already indelibly left his stamp on the FGC. He was a joystick fiend even before he joined Mad Catz. It's probably why he joined it, and now the TE2 is like the universal joystick of all fighting games.
I feel like
and Tetris players.
I feel like he's one of the most influential people in fighting games over the past decade. I really do, because he took Mad Catz, which was always a joke. Always a joke. I don't even know if new players know that.
Yeah.
Because they make good stuff. It's like not just joysticks, but they have like headgear and all sorts of stuff.
And it's
like nice. It was always a joke. They've had the most plastic pieces of crap, and they died in like 5 uses.
Dude, so I have this for the Wii. Like I had these GameCube to Wii adapters or something like that. I forgot what it was for now because now it was extension cords so that you could play from far. They were by Mad Catz. And my brother borrowed them a long time ago, and then eventually he gave them back to me just recently, and I got them, and they're like all sticky, and they broke, and like they don't work anymore. I mean, that's basically what they were used to be known for.
Pretty much, but since Mark got there, that obviously is totally different, and I feel like in strong part because of that, which is because of him, that everybody else started making quality sticks, and that there are more quality pads to choose from if that's what you want, and I feel like that led to big explosions in fighting games being more accessible for people because now rather than having to have a $300 custom stick or hewing your own stick out of wood, as I used to do, and many other people did. Or like happening to know some dude. Remember, whoever made the mouse parts is just some guy in his garage.
Right.
Like, you just happen to know that. Now anybody can buy a stick, and it's a quality stick, and it's not a piece of crap. And you can play for relatively cheap. So I really feel like that opened up a lot of potential players.
And designed, like the TE2 now is designed in such a way that it's like easily the most moddable joystick that there is right now. And I mean, here's the interesting story. Like, a lot of people who are new to the fighting game probably don't even know this story, but when Mad Catz first released the TE2, Markman had to convince them to do it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do it. In fact, they were like, no one's going to buy a $150 joystick. And so what did they do? They came out with the TE, the Tournament Edition stick, and the SE, the Standard Edition stick.
Right.
And the SE was a lot cheaper in price, but also the quality wasn't as good.
Yes.
And no one bought the SE.
Right.
They, in fact, made more SEs, I believe, than TEs, and the TEs all sold out, became hard to get, and no one wanted the SEs, and everyone wanted more TEs, and Mad Catz was like, if you make good products, people buy them. And so there it went, and then that's when they went with all the good headsets, the rat mice, and all these sort of craziness. And
Street Fighter fighting game pads.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I really feel like Mark has been one of the most influential people in fighting games over the past decade. So I'm sorry to see him leave Mad Catz, but I hope that whatever he's got lined up is going to be good.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine it will be.
Look, he's doing it on his own volition, so I can only be happy for him. You know what I mean? And I wish him well, and I hope that he's going to enjoy that. So, yeah, I hope he's going to be able to enjoy some time with his family and such.
Indeed.
Like that, so.
Indeed. Good guy. Wish the best for him. What else is happening?
Best video game
Splatoon.
Lots of Splatoon stuff. 2 new weapons coming out, but more importantly, I think it's August 11th, the patch.
I think it's August 6th.
Is it?
I think it's like tomorrow because it's August 6th in Japan.
Okay. I'm totally looking this up here. Splatoon August update. Adds all sorts of craziness.
I'm pretty sure it's effectively tomorrow, but you'll check it out. Yeah, the update.
Oh, it is tomorrow.
The update has been the update hits Japan on August 6th.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in 20 hours. There you go. Thank you, the chat.
Oh.
Yeah, it's soon. It's soon. Yes.
Gatling gun buckets, but most importantly, new modes including forming your own teams and sticking with those teams and playing against other formed teams.
Yes.
Dude, the level of Splatoon... Look, so I've been playing Splatoon a lot. I even tweeted out, I was like, man, I feel like I'm getting really good at this game.
Yeah, I remember
because
that.
I'm playing a bunch of people, level 20 players, and I'm blowing them up.
They're randos, James.
Yeah, but you feel like...
I felt the same way.
Yeah, and then... So I've been streaming a lot more, and then do you get all those fighting game players in there who are like dedicated to the game?
There are some people who we've been playing with who are legit. I will say
they're
that.
So good, and I am just getting blown up everywhere, But I feel like I'm leveling up as I'm playing this because I said, I used to like to rush in and stuff like that. That is not flying at all anymore. Like, I cannot rush in at all because then all I do is die, and essentially it's a 3-on-4 because I'm always responding, right?
It's no longer helpful to be that crazy dude.
Exactly, because it's everybody is so smart now. And so once we get to the point where you can form teams, like I started even thinking about it because I was playing against one of the other teams, and it was seriously like running, ink strike. I was like, whatever, let me clean up this ink strike. And I was like, dude, a team with 4 ink strikes could be so scary.
That'd be crazy.
Dude, can you imagine if they just teamed up and said, my turn to ink strike, you go next, and they just kept alternating so that it was constant ink striking? Dude, I don't even know if that's like beatable. Like, I'm so curious to find out.
I can't wait to try out my theory on splash walls. If everybody is a splash ball player, and we just approach, and then get some ground, and then approach, and get some ground, and we're shooting ink strikes,
Yeah.
I just want to try it out. And we can do that pretty soon.
Dude,
tomorrow.
I was even thinking 4 sprinklers could be really
are super good.
But at the same time, like, so one time I played dude, I swear it was like 4 snipers and anything else, and the snipers were just killing everybody. There's some stages like the Moray Towers.
Yeah.
Like if one team had 2 snipers, there was 2 positions where they would hold, and it was like literally you could not break into their zone at all. Like it was impossible to break into their zone. So I actually feel like the perfect team would have a sniper. I feel like you have to have a beacon, because being able to like jump to like further spots.
Those can be really
good. Because there was one time we were playing a team, I swear I walked over and there was like 7 beacons there, and I was like, what's going on?
It's just a sub weapon, it's not special or anything, so you can just poop them out.
Dude, it's like, dude, there was just playing with the people on stream recently. A lot of the guys on stream has been amazing recently. It's been so much fun, and I do get salty every once in a while, but that's just me because that's how I am. But it's been a blast. Like I've been having fun with Splatoon, just playing online. I keep saying I haven't had this much fun with a video game in a long time. Those nights where I've been playing with like all the UltraChenTV viewers have just been like a blast. Yeah. Like it's so much fun. So it's good stuff. Yeah, seriously, like DKL reviews who just typed in their nose. Like we've literally played till like 3 or 4 a.m. before, dude. It's been pretty crazy. So,
dude, it's gonna be so cool though. We'll be on like Skype or whatever, and I'll be like, all right, James, I'm going to cover you with an ink strike and a splash wall. Go nuts. And I'll be like watching you with my jet sculpture. And if I see you getting in trouble, I'll be like, ink strike.
Dude, it's going to be
you're going to get air
so
support,
good.
dude. It's going to be so sick.
It's going to be so good, dude.
So that'll be coming out very shortly. Like you said, there's a couple of new weapon types coming up. It's just going to be an interesting time for ink sports.
Yeah. I really hope Nintendo does a push for it, so... Obviously, a lot of people, because we're talking about Splatoon, we like Splatoon. It's kind of unfair just to only talk about it because another game is also getting super popular, which is Rocket League.
Yeah, we get tweets about that all the time, actually. Yeah,
which is the soccer game with cars.
Right.
And have you watched any videos of it and stuff like that? It definitely looks very interesting.
It does.
Like, I have it because it was a free PSN game just recently, so I have it. But the funny thing is, the first time I saw it, I always look to see what the free games are in the month. And I looked at it, it was like Rocket League. I watched the trailer, I'm like, this looks so dumb. And then I just closed it. And then all of a sudden, everybody was talking about the game. I was like, what? And so I went and downloaded it, and I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but everybody is just saying it's so much fun. Yeah, Rip has been playing it a lot too, Reeple, the Tekken players. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people are saying it's like so much fun, so I'm going to have to try it one of these days and see how it goes. So
I'm in there. Let me know when you want to
play. Okay, cool. Yeah, but I really would love to see a lot more of these games take serious competitive gaming route.
It's definitely happening more and more, for sure. I mean, just at Gamescom, they were talking about, like, Halo getting more support. I mean, that has been the trend, and I think it will be. And I feel like even Nintendo is doing it. And seriously, I feel the phrase is accurate. Even Nintendo.
Yeah. Because if Nintendo's doing it.
If Nintendo's in there on competitive gaming, then it has become a thing.
Dude, I was talking to someone just recently. I was just like, what if they actually made a skill-based competitive Mario Kart? Like, that wasn't just about random items or whatever. And then I was like, no. Use the F-Zero franchise.
Ooh.
Can you imagine if they did it so that all the different cars, because there's all the different characters, right? Like one of the most unfortunately named characters. So there's a bunch of really cool characters in there. Samurai Gordo, Mr. Arrow, Super Arrow.
I remember.
All these guys, right? And then the most unfortunately named character, Mr. EAD.
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah?
Mr. EAD. Who looks like Mario. He's a racer who looked like Mario. His stats were EAD. And he was only that because EAD is the acronym of one of the development teams.
That is
in Nintendo.
Not intended. That's hilarious.
And it's like, whoops. Nowadays, it's like, whoops. So he might be one of the characters that you can't bring back.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah.
It's like how Capcom is calling one of Vega's moves a word that in French translates to kiss, yes.
Oh, okay.
But also to the F word.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, can we say that on this? I don't remember.
I've said it before.
Oh, you say it all the time. Yeah.
I've said it occasionally by accident.
What it is.
So. Oh, Mr. EAD was terrible, dude. But I mean, look.
That sounds like bad rating.
F-Zero GX on GameCube, still one of my all-time favorite zone-out games, because when you're driving those tracks, when you play one player, the graphics were ridiculous. Like, there were some of those stages where you see this giant waterfall through a dam and stuff. It was just so beautiful, and the skill it took to drive was so fun. But if they took all those different characters and treated it like a fighting game, like the cars literally had different powers, and different
awesome,
techniques and stuff like that, and because that game was already about combative, hitting each other and blowing up and stuff like that, so you couldn't have a problem with blowing up other cars already. You know what I mean? It's not like you're gonna be blowing up Yoshi or whatever like that. You know, so dude,
that sounds really awesome,
dude,
man.
Like, now, after I said it...
It's definitely not going to happen.
I know. After I said it, I regretted so much saying it.
Yeah, because now in your heart, you want to see it, and you know that will go unrequited for your whole life.
Exactly. In other words...
That would be super cool, though.
Nintendo is basically just going to tell me the EAD. Oh, man. But yes, okay.
Yeah, beze means kiss or fuck.
Right.
But usually it means the second. At least where I don't know, where I live.
Oh, okay.
But that's what they're calling one of Vega's moves, so. I don't know why they're calling it a French name. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe they just didn't know. Maybe they just use a translate, like Google Translate.
No, but why is it French?
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
Right?
Dude.
That doesn't even make sense.
Dude, have you seen... Okay, there was a teaser trailer that came out recently. I almost don't want to ruin it for you, but it's hard not to ruin unless you see it in the theater. So I'm just gonna ruin it for you, right?
Okay.
There was a teaser trailer for Zoolander 2 that just came out recently. It's like genius. It's like so good. Like, this teaser trailer is so good, but at the end, like, they show Zoolander II, right? Like 2 in Roman numerals, and Ben Stiller's like, Zoolander II? And they're like, you hear this narrator voice is like, no, it's 2, like Roman numerals. He's like, but I'm not Italian.
All right.
So it just totally made me think of that joke. But yeah. But, dude, I don't know why it's French, yeah. So, Zoolander. It's a funny teaser. Look it up. It's pretty good.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know about it.
yeah.
I will.
But yeah, it's a good question. Why not a Spanish? Like, it should be
it's like
besando or I forgot how to say kiss in Spanish.
It should definitely be Spanish, like, or maybe Japanese, because he's a Spanish ninja.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, I should say one other thing too as well is that I think I mentioned it last week, but Rising Thunder shoutouts to the foreign languages. It's so cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Them speaking actual foreign languages. So, yeah.
Well. Anything else to go over?
No, I think that's good. I think I'm good. I've had enough failed jokes today, so.
Oh, I just was reading one of the.
Oh, okay.
The Basque area borders France and Spain, but Vega is from Barcelona, so that shouldn't apply. Yeah, that seems like it might have been a good call. But
right.
Here's a totally random story.
Okay.
That might sound made up.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Go.
Oh, well, I don't know about this.
Go.
Fine. Would you want to go get some food or something?
No.
Anyway, so I have this cousin who met somebody from France.
Okay.
And she ended up marrying him.
Okay.
And she moved back to where he lives in France, in the Basque region of France. And it turned out that he was really interested in singing, and that she also sings well. And they put out a record of Basque language songs.
Okay.
And they became the biggest hit in Basque language music. So I have a cousin who grew up as a Jew in California, and now she's a Basque language music star.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And they're super famous over there?
I mean, it's in the Basque region.
Right.
There's like a few million of them. That's not that big, but yeah.
The chat totally knows where I'm leading with this. So they're basking in the glory, right?
Oh, yeah, nice.
Normally you can tell when I'm setting something up.
Good work. I didn't know where you were going. I didn't. I never thought about that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just so random.
Can we find their music on iTunes or anything like that? Or
I really doubt it.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go look that up then. I'm gonna go look up, see if I can find some Basque music.
Yeah, it's just like folk music. I don't know.
Basque in their folk music.
I mean, maybe that's he's number 2. I don't know.
I know.
All right. Is that it? That's basically it.
Yeah. Good call, Pony.
You know what? We should really take breaks more regularly. Just to give us a little bit of air conditioning in between, because
dude, it's so warm right now.
We've been doing this about 50 minutes straight without a break, and that was a mistake. We really got
it. It is really warm in here right now.
It's really hot. Yeah. All right. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's enough. Thanks everybody for tuning in again. Surprise and shocks, we may stream a lot more often. In fact, you may stream Rising Thunder a little bit later tonight, possibly.
It depends on if I get the whole computer ironed out. I still got some kinks, but that's the goal.
So definitely follow UltraChenTV on Twitch if you haven't already. And again, we have the Patreon, and there have been people who have donated at the tiers that we have videos to analyze. And we will do that.
Please, send us stuff. If you're one of those people, just send us a thing and let us know.
UltraChenTV@gmail.com. Send us a YouTube link or something like that of a match that you've played, and we will definitely get into that. Again, apologies that we're taking a little bit long, but this is how we work, and this is why we have 1,000 viewers a week instead of
Yes. We're the greatest.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, when I was streaming Splatoon, I had like 150 people watching, right? And a lot of people are like, wow, you got a lot of people watching right now. Because really, honestly, most people stream. Like, I've popped into some people's streams before, and there's like 3 people on there and stuff like that.
A long tail. That's how it works.
So, don't want to be ungrateful for
not at all.
1,000 beautiful viewers that we get here.
Not at all.
Every week, we salute you guys for your loyalty. So.
Well, we're under 1,000 now, so let's get out of here.
Yeah, screw these guys, dude. All right, peace out, bye.